New World Order, you underestimated the people. You took a gamble and you lost.
Okay, we don't like this. Okay, well then we're going to do this, and that is just how it's going to be.
Evidence brought to light that there is a corrupt officer, or that that officer did shoot that kid on purpose.
I don't care how I look, I don't care how I sound, I don't care what the beat is. I just care the message gets across.
And so it is. Today, this transmission, this video, is my 100th video apparently. So, breaking news, what do we talk about? Well, there's that dead monkey. That's not that important. So as I, look back on my other 99 videos and I continue to laugh at my poorly educated and under-opinionated version of myself, I've become to realize that it's time to revamp a few things. So many people thought the World Wide Resistance Network was dead. John Connor, well, that was just a project. That was nothing more than me trying to figure some stuff out. It was a fun time. It was 5 years of research, 5 years of meeting crazy intelligent people, talking about amazing things, and developing a less than tasteful point of view and opinion of the world. So yeah, it was fun. Quick explanations. Well, I got surgery in about 3 weeks from now, so I'm not the most strong and active person out there. So yeah, just bear with me on that. So what's more important than the presidential elections coming up right now? We could talk about the elbow gate, but I'm all about assisted dying, so I'm not worried about that. Everybody talked about the elbow gate and got all up in arms, but no one ever actually talked about what was going on in the House of Commons and what vote was taking place. Nobody really wanted to talk about that side of things. So, I digress. Presidential elections. Guys ever notice that Donald Trump wants Hillary to win? Did you guys figure that out yet? Because the truth is, the only person that could actually stand an honest chance against Donald Trump would be Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders will bring in the activist vote. He'll bring in the everything vote because nobody really likes Donald Trump and what's going on. But see, as I said, it's always going to be a media ploy. And why do I say things like media ploy and things like that? Well, in all honesty, Donald Trump should, for the media's purpose, should really just kind of fade off to the back burner for a little while. That's what's supposed to happen. He's got the nominee. From what I understand, there's nobody running against him. I haven't read anywhere that they've pulled him out and replaced him with Mitt Romney, or anybody for that matter. I don't really fucking care who it is, but you get my point. They haven't pulled him and replaced him. Nobody seems to be running against him. So, okay, Donald Trump, you won. On your side, you won. Why aren't we paying more attention to the Hillary Clinton-Bernie Sanders thing? Oh, well, no, we're paying attention, Mark. We're paying attention. Don't worry. Really? Are we? Or are we too busy asking for Donald Trump to debate Bernie Sanders? We keep Bernie Sanders in the light, but we're doing it in the wrong way. You have to pin Sanders against Hillary Clinton like a rabid dog. You don't pin Sanders against Donald Trump in the media. It's foolishness. It just is. Why? Because you're making it look like it doesn't matter what Bernie Sanders doesn't matter who he talks to, doesn't matter what debates. You're making it look like that Hillary Clinton has already won her nomination. So we have Hillary Clinton attacking Trump. Sanders don't really give a shit right now. And we got Trump kind of attacking both of them. It makes no political sense right now. Trump should literally just be sitting back and watching the show. Because every opportunity that he opens his mouth thus forward, it's an opportunity for him to stick his foot in it. So everybody should be telling him to calm the fuck down. and to let this Bernie Sanders Hillary Clinton thing roll through. But the way he's playing it, it's as if he wants Hillary to win her nomination. He's got all the money in the world, right? He'd be able to fund any number of attack ads against her, couldn't he? It's because he wants her to win. That's all it is. Because his job will be to roll over and die. Not in the physical sense, but in the political sense. Guys, there's a reason why the Republican nominees aren't fighting this Donald Trump thing. They already know he lost. But his rhetoric is amazing. Think about it for a second. He's got all the different races hating him. He's got all of the sexual orientations not really approving of him. I say all in a very, very general, broad spectrum. Don't take all for all, but you get what I'm saying. He's got a large, large number of these people upset with him. As long as Donald Trump pisses off everybody, it won't matter who the Democrats put in. They're going to win because people aren't going to want to see Donald Trump in office. There it is. It won't matter if it's Sanders or Clinton. Trump is designed to lose. I'll be impressed if he wins. I will. I'll be impressed. I won't be surprised, but I'll be impressed. Just because that's what it is. Just pay attention to all of the stuff that's going on. That's what it is. People are hoping. They're hoping that Bernie Sanders bows out, just like every other Republican nominee did. Why you sons of bitches bowed out, I have no idea. How much did Trump pay for you guys? How much did that cost him? Not one of you bastards had balls, eh? Not one. Not one of you could have stood beside Donald Trump and given people a choice. But no, y'all bowed down and backed out like little bitches. So don't come to me and tell me you're a strong Republican, because all of the other Republican leaders couldn't face Trump with dignity. So he won his position. So either A, they're too afraid to square off against him. Whatever. That doesn't really make any sense to me. Or B, he paid them to quit. Don't tell me a man like that kind of money can't make people fucking quit and not affect their paychecks. So the thing is, you can't buy Sanders. That's the thing. That's the wild card. If Ron Paul would have ran one more time, it would have been Ron Paul versus Bernie Sanders. That would have been, that's what it would have been. I say that, for all I know, I'm not so in tune to American politics. For all I know, they're from the same party. And even then, they still would have ran against each other. Just like Trump had to run against his Republicans, Hillary's got to run against her Democrats. The third party would have had to run against themselves to find out who was the one to put on the list. So, guys, it's going to be Hillary Clinton. Not because I want it to be. Not because I believe she could do a good job. Not even because you guys are going to vote her in. She's already been bought and paid for. She knows too much, guys. You want to talk about blackmailing a government? How about having the wife of an ex-president? You want to talk to me about how many secrets she knows? Then she became the Secretary of State, I believe, or Secretary of Defense, or whatever. She got another high calling within the government establishment. She knows too much. And, flip side of the same coin, it's not just that she knows too much. She actually has criminal charges coming up against her. If she does not become president, she's going to have a bad fucking day. So you're telling me her husband isn't pulling the strings necessary to make her president so she doesn't have a bad fucking day? Sure, he was impeached for a blowjob. In today's society, I don't think people would really care. You got impeached for a blowjob? Yeah. What's your opinion again? Oh, fuck. Yeah, I might want to look into that. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying is that he didn't get impeached for high treason, from what I understand. He didn't get impeached for war crimes, from what I understand. Because we were told he was impeached for a blowjob. So what next? What happens next, okay? Let's say the presidential election is finished. Okay? We have a new president in the United States. What will change? Or will it be business as usual? Canada got a new prime minister. Been doing a few things. Interesting stuff. Not so interesting stuff. Important stuff. Not so important stuff. You know, I'll take a second here. I'll take a second here to defend all world leaders. It's important when we actually choose to criticize our world leaders that we do so on an appropriate grounds. Okay? So, for instance, something just recent that I can bring to mind. Justin Trudeau and his traveling. Okay, well, shouldn't he be at Parliament? Doesn't he have a job to do? Pick whatever you want to say. But before you say it, keep in mind that we live in a society in which is nowhere near what it was during the foundations of the country. On any country, really. There was a time when the Prime Minister or the President really couldn't leave the office too much. Too important. Phones had to be answered. Letters had to be mailed. Things had to be written. All of this stuff, everything known as office procedures would have had to have been done back then. Makes sense, really. It's not a big far stretch. But today we live in a world where every world leader literally walks around with their office in their pocket. Think about that. What, I want to check out my security cameras? Like, there's an app for that. Oh, I got to check out the markets? Oh, there's an app for that. Oh, what, the Governor General's trying to get a hold of me? Yeah, oh, I just dial a few numbers here, and yes, Mr. Governor General, yeah, oh, okay, yeah, okay, all right, no problem, I'll take care of that, thank you, sir. Yes, honey, yeah, the kids can have the ice cream, of course they can. You see what I'm getting at here? Is that a world leader is capable of running a country without being in their office like they once had to be. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have an office and that they shouldn't be in their office, that they shouldn't be working. It is important for us to realize that they can do a great bulk of the quote-unquote work that we all refer to them that they should be doing from their phones. And if their phones can't do it, any one of the hundreds of people that surround these people, be it security staff, administrative staff, whatever it is, the world leader can say, hey you, yeah, can you go look into this for me, please? I got this conversation going on over here with the fucking Emperor of Japan or China. I don't care. But can you look into this there? The phone just said this there. So can you call somebody and make sure it's okay? It's not unrealistic. So when we choose to attack our world leaders in any way about their politics and how they're doing things, if we remove something like time management or office time management out of the equation, it will leave more pertinent things to discuss about the world leaders. Okay? For instance, Justin Trudeau wants to legalize weed. He can't do it, guys. He just can't. It's not that he doesn't want to. It's not that it shouldn't be done. He can't. We have international treaties. He's going to have to get out of those first. That takes time. We all knew this. It takes time to get stuff like that done. You don't just up and legalize a substance just as quick as you want to. First, you need social ideology. You need the people to tell you that, yeah, it's okay. Second, you need to be able to formulate the laws. Once the laws have been formulated in order to replace the existing laws. Thankfully for Justin on that side, all he has to do is called a rescheduling. Schedule it from Class 1 to Class 2. That's all he really has to do when it comes to changing certain laws. But making it available in a store, for instance, that's commerce. That becomes completely different. That is the hurdle that he's going to be asked to face. That's all. It's going to take time. And you know what? the reality is it may never get done because it's international treaties. There's pieces of paper that you can rewrite and that you can break. There's pieces of paper that I call, this isn't what they're called in real life, but this is what I call them. I call them war documents. It's normally a piece of paper that is written and made in such a way that if either side were to try to break it, it would cause a war. For instance, the deal we have with China that has us locked in economically with them for about 31 years. That was signed a few years ago, so it's not so much 31 years anymore, but from day one until day end, it'll be 31 years before it's all done. That is what I consider a war document. In order to pull out of that document, Canada may very well have to go to war with China. So, time management, office management, vacation, things like that, these are so benign topics when referred to a politician. Okay? Even when we're talking about how many refugees a person's bringing in, or not bringing in, depending on the country. Again, a very benign topic. Okay, so we let a bunch of people into the country. That's it. Nothing has happened yet. Knock on wood. Hopefully nothing will. But did you guys know that there was quite literally a river of blood in the streets of Syria? But y'all were too worried about a dead fucking monkey? Did you know that? The Syrian refugees, the very people that we're saving, although we're bringing them in, there's still rivers of blood going down their streets. But by all means, cry about a monkey. Some people sometimes. So at the end of the day, when you really think it through, when you want to attack your political leaders for political means, make sure that you're doing so with good material. You want to be taken seriously, don't you? Sure, we can all jump up and down and scream to the high heavens in protest. But at the end of the day, only a very well organized group of people producing themselves and a system. Oh, we don't want to live with any system. Well, then you're going to be stuck with the one you got, buddy. Because you're not going to destroy this system. It's not physically possible. You have more people working against you than you have working with you. But now, if you offer an alternative to a broken system, strong percentage of those people working against you will very quickly say, this shit's fucked up, and I'd like to try that idea. If you don't bring an idea to the table that is valid and virtuous, no one's going to listen to you. No one listens to me, and I talk about valid topics. I talk about very interesting things, okay? I'm still waiting for ISIS to hit Canada. It's going to happen. Canada has recognized Palestine. It's happening. We're going to get hit. Just don't know when. I don't know how, and I don't know how bad it's going to be. But it's coming. It will be our turn soon. Worry yourself not. Anybody else out there notice that Benjamin Netanyahu is now literally crawling to the United States, begging for help, begging for it, hoping to whatever twisted God that Zionist Israel chooses to hope to and pray to, that they can't be convicted of war crimes? Think about that. Think about that. The country that receives $6 billion yearly from this continent, from Canada and the United States, they receive $6 billion with a B yearly for them, for various projects, be it infrastructure, for housing, be it for military defense, be it for whatever. It receives $6 billion annually. And they've committed genocide. They've committed genocide, guys. Like, we need to just say it. Israel is committing genocide to the Palestinian people. Wasn't that hard, was it? Oh no, they're just defending themselves. From what? I haven't seen a Palestinian fighter jet up there. Haven't ever looked at what a Palestinian fighter tank looks like. I have no idea what the Palestinian military uniform looks like. They have no standing army, they have no air force, they have no and no sea force. Guys, the Gaza Strip, it's an open air prison for something like 1.2, 1.7 million people. And somewhere along the lines, Israel thought, fuck it, I don't want to let these prisoners out, just drop some bombs. And now Israel has come to the United States doing everything except and probably even begging. Because the truth of the matter is the United States holds veto powers in the UN. They are also the Security Council. They hold veto powers there. That means that if someone says, we need to investigate Israel for war crimes, the United States holds the ability to say, no, we don't. No, I'll worry about Israel. You guys worry about the rest. How long? How long before real bombs start falling? I don't know. Iran, everybody was okay with Iran's nuclear program. Some weren't okay, but they got it now. Everybody seems to be watching and paying very close attention. Iran don't got to make 10 million bombs, guys. They only got to make one. Israel ain't that big. And the truth is that's all they want. They just want Israel off the face of the earth. It doesn't exist. It shouldn't exist. This is another one of those videos that'll be taken down, so I encourage you to watch it as fast as humanly possible. And share it as far as you can. I would suggest even ripping it off the internet and holding on to it. Because critical speech about Israel is no dice. No Superman, no home. This big fucking problem when we start to criticize Israel. And that's where I am now. Am I an anti-Semite? No, I love the Jewish people. There's Jewish people all over the world. And I find it interesting that they protest the state of Israel as well. So I've looked into this now. Why do the Jews not like Israel? This makes no sense to me. That makes sense now. You guys need to look into the Talmud. I keep saying it over and over and over and over and over again. The Talmud. Look into the Talmud. The Talmud, not the Torah. The Torah is what everybody thinks it is. The Talmud is something completely different. And Talmud and Torah have been getting confused. Do you know what else has been getting confused? Talmud and Quran. Okay? First and foremost. Talmud is for the Jewish people. The Quran is for Islamic people. For the love of God and everything that is holy on this planet, do not confuse those two books. Because the moment you confuse those two books, well, the truth is I think it's already happened. I think that we've already confused those two books. And I think that's why it's so easy to hate a Muslim today. Because what people talk about Muslims is the very shit that Zionist Israel is teaching their children out of the Talmud. What you think a Muslim is what the Talmud would have you be if you were a Jewish person in Israel. So when I say I love Jewish people, I love the good, God-fearing, Torah-reading Jews all over the world. I love them. Never did nothing to me. I had nothing but good conversations. But these people have made it a point to say, whoa, guys, I'm not saying kill the Jews, but I'm definitely saying pay the fuck attention to what's going on over there. These are Jewish people that have told us this. And I say this not too long after watching a Muslim man in the Canadian Senate explain exactly how fucked up we people are approaching the Muslim faith. When our world leaders are meeting with people that are completely dressed out into, as he put it, not me, clandestine medieval attire. This is a Muslim man who wore a suit and tie and wears a suit and tie most of the time when he's out and about. His opinion of the Muslim man, not me, just like I say, I'm looking into the Zionist Israel stuff because the Jews have told me to. I've looked into this because a Muslim man brought it up. He says, if a woman wants to wear the hijab in her home, no problem. But she has no business wearing it out in public. Didn't sit well with me. I was like, that doesn't make sense. You're a Muslim, why would you be saying this? And then he explained that he, nor his wife, nor any of his children, should ever have to wear a clandestine medieval dress code in order to practice their faith and be taken seriously. He goes on to explain that he is a Muslim Canadian and that he came here to be Canadian and to practice his Muslim faith in the privacy of his home. We forget this sometimes when we want to try and stay politically correct. Okay? The Bible's not allowed in schools, guys. Think about that. For a reason. And he's illustrating that same reasoning here. That's all he's saying. He's not saying that we should prevent the worship of the Islamic faith. He's saying that Muslims that enter the country should be capable of worshiping their God within their homes the same way that we are asked to worship our gods in our homes. There's kids in the States that are getting suspended for merely having biblical discussions, for crying out loud. If me and Tin Man were going to the same high school and we busted out our Bibles at school, we weren't in class, there's no religious studies at the school, but if we busted out our Bibles and started comparing verses and started having a biblical doctrinal discussion amongst ourselves, that would be deemed inappropriate. That's the world that we're living into right now, where people, through their own freedom of choice, have now been prevented from things like the Bible. So why these extra rights and why these extra things for the people of Islam? Remember, this entire 1 hour and 43-minute discussion took place on the Senate floor as a Muslim man talking to the senators and saying, you're doing it wrong. Not once has any of our world leaders gone to any of the mosques within their own country and said, boy, I would really like to hear a sister speak. Because they don't do it because they're afraid to be called, pick the name. That's the point, Islamophobic. No, it's not a politician's job to change a religion. It's not. But on the same flip side of the same coin, it's not their job to strengthen oppressive aspects of a religion. So this man brought forward great, amazing points for me to examine. And it gets a little dicey for me because, yeah, I agree with a lot of what he's saying. A lot of what he was saying is stuff I didn't agree with just 6 weeks ago. I believe if a person wanted to worship their God, they're free to do so as long as they don't harm people. But then I've realized people get fucking offended every day, and apparently that's considered doing harm to people. Okay? Offended? Offended is the new racist. Okay? People say, I'm offended. Yeah, well, that's like calling someone a racist these days. It's the new racism aspect of life. Oh, I'm offended. Grow a pair of balls and get over it. Really. That's all it is. They're words. Words, thoughts, and ideas. If we can't have this, what else are they going to take away? Is that not why charters of rights and freedoms and constitutions and all of this fucking bullshit was written in the first place? Was to safeguard these things? So no, I don't want to be the next Hitler. Although I find it fascinating that there's no such thing as National Socialism on the planet anywhere. The National Socialist agenda wasn't to destroy the Jewish people. That was a Hitler thing. That's like saying Harper, whatever he did wrong, and then labeling the entire Conservative Party of Canada. See what I'm saying? It's like saying Justin Trudeau. Oh, for instance, it's like we would have disbanded the Liberal Party after the Paul Martin scandal. There would never be a Justin Trudeau Liberal. Because there would be no Liberals anymore. National Socialism was a political party. I'm still trying to research in depth how the political party was ran and why the fuck the the capitalist, socialist, and communist societies wanted it gone. Because this is an interesting thing that I've realized. When everybody that don't normally agree get together and kill something, that something probably shouldn't have died. Jesus, Joseph Smith, things like this, guys. When everybody on the block gets together to try and destroy something, that is when you pay attention the most. I don't even remember. I've been talking for 30 minutes now. I don't even remember how many topics I covered. I think we've touched a little bit on Israel. There's ISIS. ISIS is always there doing its thing, right? You ever notice that ISIS don't attack a country unless that country actually supported Palestine? You guys can help me figure this one out. Or you guys can just do a little research yourself. If Israel is of the Jewish people and Palestine is of the Muslim people, okay, so we've got this figured out. Okay, that this isn't crazy nonsense. Jewish people, Muslim people. Okay? If ISIS belongs to the Muslim people, okay, that's who they belong to, and Israel is persecuting the Muslim people of Palestine, okay, explain to me why when a country stands behind Palestine and says that you are worthy of recognition within the United Nations, when any country backs the Palestinian Muslim community, why is it a Muslim terrorist attacking that country? Could it be because it's not a Muslim terrorist group? Would that be so far outside of the realm of reality that you guys can't comprehend it? Is there a possibility that ISIS really, truthfully does stand for the Israeli Secret Intelligence Services? ISIS, as disclosed back in 1990 on C-SPAN? Is it just that easy? That ISIS belongs to Israel? Israel is persecuting Palestine? Any country that backs Palestine gets attacked by ISIS. That makes sense now, doesn't it? But the other version makes no logical fucking sense to any of us. Why, when a country stands behind a Muslim nation, a Muslim terrorist group attacks that country? That makes no sense. And don't tell me that the terrorists are fucking animals and that they don't care. No. There's a particular level of intelligence at play here, guys. You can't be stupid and pull that shit off. That doesn't equate. It is impossible to do what is being done and being stupid at the same time. Physically fucking impossible. It's easy to lie to you. You guys just fucking turn on the TV, take everything hook, line, and sinker. It's easy to lie to you. But what the hell, boys and girls? This one isn't astrophysics. It's not fucking molecular biology. It is common fucking sense. So, figure it out. You guys want to attack secret societies? Okay, here's how you do it. You find every secret society and every religion that has the fucking word Zion in their books. That's it. Unfortunately, the deepest, darkest reason why I am no longer a member of the LDS faith is because the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is of a Zionist origin. Check the hymn book. Look for Ye Sisters of Zion. It's right there. It's all over the place. There is no such thing as pure religion left on the earth. That's why it's looking like the end times out there, you dumbass. There is a God. Drop to your knees and say what you gotta say. He's still listening. For how long, I have no idea. But there is no prophet on the earth today. Sure, if we look at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we find a prophet. But that prophet has already stated in the past that there has not been another living prophet walk the earth since Joseph Smith. The prophet of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has become very much like the Pope in the Vatican of Rome. The Pope keeps the throne warm for Christ. That's what he does. He keeps it warm, waiting for the king to return. The thing known as the prophet in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is doing nothing more than greasing the wheels and making sure the system that has been created doesn't fail, because another prophet shall rise, and he will need that system. Not a whole lot of prophets left to come if I understand my religion well enough. We already got people calling for economic new world orders, such as RFID chips. We have more than one pope now that has called for that. That means that a false prophet has risen and is walking the earth. Because the false prophet's job is very simple. False prophet job just encourages people to take on the mark of the beast. That's it. That's all he does. Everybody reads their scriptures and they all think Antichrist and false prophet, and here you guys go with making one and one equaling one again. Okay? False prophet's one thing, the Antichrist is another thing. The false prophet shall rise to the right hand of the Antichrist and convince the nations and the masses to take on the mark of the beast. False prophet doesn't do a whole lot of violent and damning things. But in his actions, the earth shall be damned. And if you actually know what that means, you'll know that it's not a hail, fire, and brimstone. Guys, what does a dam do? A dam prevents the progression of water. So if the earth is damned, what do you think is happening to us? Preventing the progression of a human soul. Ye motherfucking ha, boys and girls. But this is it. This is what the war is about. The war is about Isaac and Ishmael. What, you guys didn't think I didn't know those names? You guys didn't think that I didn't know that conflict? Open up that Bible there. This guy, his name was Abraham, right? Yeah, apparently he wasn't able to have a kid for a stupid long amount of time. So long that his wife actually told him, it's okay, go fuck the maid. Get the maid pregnant. She'll give you your heir. The maid got pregnant. That was Ishmael. Next thing you know, the prophet's wife actually gets fucking pregnant. Lo and behold, here comes Isaac. Everybody recognizes Isaac and Abraham because that's the one that he was told to sacrifice. Remember? Oh, God tells man, bring child up to a mountain and kill it as a test. Yep, man climbs mountain, brings child, goes to kill child. God says, don't kill child. Listen, dude, you gotta fuck. Hey. No talking to me when I'm talking to them. We've had this discussion before. Okay? So, you know what I'm saying? Big man upstairs, not done testing us. So Isaac lives through the fucking ordeal, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. We're called Abrahamic faiths. That means that all the faiths, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, they all stem from Abraham. The house of Jacob, another one of Abraham's son, that's where you find a lot of Christianity. The house of Isaac, you find a lot of Islam. The house of Ishmael, you find a lot of Judaism. Now, at the very end of the day, who is the legitimate heir? Is it the bastardized son Ishmael that came out of the maid because he's the firstborn? Or would it be the truthful son that was born from wedlock? Guys, I can't tell you the answer to that war. It's not done yet. That's how stupid this is. You trying to figure out where it all started? Right fucking there. And this many years later? Guys, we're talking Abraham. That's before fucking Christ, guys. We're at 2016 right now? That's just 2016 years since Christ's death. We got to start working into the BC numbers here when we get into the history of Abraham. Fuck, man. This is what I've come to realize. This is the war. But before I let you go with all of this stuff, always remember, Jesus was a Jew. He taught his own received him not. And aside from that, Jesus was Palestinian, guys. So don't come to me with your Jesus-loving, crucifix-wearing, fucking whatevers, and then tell me you hate Muslims and that you don't care about Palestine. If you don't care about Palestine, you don't care about Jesus. That's it. Plain and simple. If you agree with bombing the Palestinian people on our dime, yeah, that's the devil's work. That is literally killing friends, family, and anything legitimately, directly associated with Jesus. Oh yeah, we walk around our North American continent with our heads held high and we love Jesus as we bomb his back fucking yard. I'm telling you, you don't want him to come back right now. If he does, if there's truth behind all of these stories, we don't want Jesus to come back right now. This would be big fucking problem. If Jesus came back right now, it'd be a big fucking problem, ladies and gentlemen. We're bombing his people, persecuting and killing his people. The people that killed him and were cast out, they're the ones ruling the fucking world. Oh my God, you don't want Jesus to come back right now. Anyway, guys, peace. If you are hearing this, you are the resistance.